Hi everyone, it's Agnes here, and I've got a question from Josh. Josh, you've said, Agnes, my question, mate. What is the meaning of life? We experience at times deja vu, and yet there is no imaginal scene to go with it. Some say this life is all a dream. What are your thoughts on this? Okay, let's go back. What is the meaning of life? Well, you've asked a very big question there. I think if I can boil it down to some things that has been important for me, the meaning of life has been to experience more love, to let go of trying to control, to feel more free, to feel more happy, to feel more happy in our own skin, to create, to have fun, to let go of all the negative thoughts and feelings that so many of us have. Feeling of worry, feeling of anxiety, of fear, of guilt, of feeling not good enough, of feeling unlovable, a feeling that we have to try and get love from others, thinking that others are our source of supply of love and that they must love us for us to feel good. I think the meaning of life is becoming someone who understands these things at a deeper level and setting ourselves free from the shackles and the constraints when we don't understand these things, that it causes a lot of suffering. Okay, so it's shedding the unknowing, the lack of knowledge, the lack of understanding, so that we become more free, relaxed, peaceful, secure within ourselves. I think that's the meaning of life. So, and we are all on a different path. Well, maybe not. We're on the same path. We're born, we live, we die. The same path, but we go along that path in different ways, I would say. So, you said we experience at times deja vu, and yet there is no imaginal scene to go with it. So, yeah, deja vu, which is a French term, having already seen before. We've seen it before. So, I know when I've had a deja vu, it's usually a feeling of, ooh, this place feels really familiar. And it might be the visual part of this particular place that feels like you've seen that before, even though you know you've never been there before. So you're saying there's no imaginal scene to go with it, but maybe there is. The imaginal scene is you step into a particular place and then you get the feeling you've been there before. And it's usually there's triggers around visually and the feeling, might be the sounds, a combination of all those things that brings the deja vu into existence. Okay, so maybe there is, Josh, an imaginal scene that goes with it, because those components in that particular spot at that particular time is what triggers off the deja vu. I know for me, deja vu isn't just a feeling, it's multiple things simultaneously to do with the senses. Okay, so there's a wonderful movie called Deja Vu with Denzel Washington. For anyone that hasn't seen it, it's a must-see. It's one of my favorite movies. It's fantastic. So, some say this life is all a dream. Well, who would know until we die? And some people die and come back and they tell us what they've experienced on the other side while they were over there. So, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't think I would be bold enough to speculate until that is something you can know for sure. All of it is just speculation. Maybe once we pass on, once we expire, once we pop off, we would see more clearly where we have been on Earth and what that means later when we're no longer here. I think it's one of those big questions in life, Josh, that There can be a lot of people speculating on this, but until you know for sure, because you're no longer here, maybe we will never know. Maybe that's one of the great mysteries of life. Maybe that's one of the things that we cannot fully solve. It is something that we are humbled by, and something that we perhaps can try to make peace with, Hopefully your life is a good dream, and you're making it better and better by learning lots of wonderful things and shedding the suffering and creating more relief and creating more joy, more love, more fun as you move through. I think the more you understand the concepts of, especially love isn't over there, and that it's no one's job to make you happy, unless you're a child, and then it is your parents' job until a certain age. But yeah, making your life the best that you can while you're here. And this is a wonderful place, and there's a lot of joy here, and you can create and make things better for yourself if you have access to the knowledge, that so many do have on YouTube and on Google and libraries, etc., etc. I know some countries do not have access to that. So we are very fortunate that we have access to be able to discover, uncover knowledge, and then apply it. So, very interesting question, Josh, and thank you for sending it to me. Lots of love. And I will see you in the next YouTube. Also, before I go, I wanted to say I haven't had very many success stories lately. So if anybody has one and they haven't sent it in, please send it in so that I can read it to the viewers on the channel, because many of you love the success stories and it really helps other people if you have the time to send it in. Lots of love, everyone. And I will see you, as always, in the next YouTube.